we got drama up in here. CodingPhase is not a software developer anymore. But first, a quick shout out to our sponsor. It only took Joe 3 short months to finally give me an affiliate link. And that's okay, because if you are wanting to learn how to code and become a software engineer, I highly recommend you to check out codingphase.com/techrally. If you use my referral link, then you'll get 20% off. Either way, this is not a sponsored video because he didn't give me any money, but check it out. Bye. Check. You know who we're talking about? We're going to be talking about CodingPhase. The mastermind behind this channel is Joe Santos, aka CodingPhase, aka Billy Ray, aka the Dominican Republican Nightmare.
You serious right now?
You gotta be better.
People are curious.
Come on now, man. This is crazy.
You gotta be better than that.
I just made that one up. Let's see if it sticks. If you follow his channel, then you probably hate him or you love him, because his content may not be for everyone. There's so many ways to go about this, but first let's talk about who is the man behind the brand, Joe Santos. So why is CodingPhase not a software developer anymore? It's because he's much more than that.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
He went from a parking attendant making $9.50 an hour to a software developer turned educator and now businessman. In his own words, he's making that Google bag without working at Google. I personally love his channel because it caters to anyone regardless of what level you're at. If you're starting off, go on codingphase.com and learn how to code. If you're mid to senior level developer and kind of itching to see what you can do beyond just working your 9 to 5 and making that side hustle money, check out his content. He provides a lot of gems and you could kind of learn a lot from what he's actually doing. There's a lot of stuff he's teaching about making passive income without really officially teaching it. Just watch his live streams and he'll give you a lot of insights on how he generates money for his business and whatnot. To me, Joe isn't a software developer. He's a hustler who takes advantage of the fact that he can code. Building niche websites, SaaS products, and now an agency. Being able to see someone like me, and when I say me, a person of color, doing what he's doing, it's super inspirational and maybe something I want to do in the future. Don't get me wrong, I like my job, but I'm not going to hate on a dude for making money, especially in an ethical way and affordable way for his customers. What's weird to me is that I sense a lot of people don't like his channel, or maybe Joe in general. I don't know if it's because of the way he looks or the way he talks. Even though I don't always agree with everything he says, he does spit out a lot of truth about this industry. The first thing I want to talk about is CodingPhase.com. It's a product that he advertises a lot on his channel, and some people might be like,
"Oh, Joe, why are you always promoting CodingPhase.com?"
I don't want to speak for him, but most of his audience and subscribers are probably people trying to become software developers. So why not share this resource whenever he can? Look, I've just seen too many fake gurus outside of the space where people try to sell their Amazon FBA course, high ticket closing for $3,000 with people riding their Lambos or shooting their money guns or whatever. I don't see any commercials like that for his courses. He just keeps it real. Number one, he's selling access to his platform with all of his courses for only $20 a month. For $20, I think that's pretty affordable. And as Joe would like to describe it, it's crackhead prices. Is he making money from the courses? Yes, he is. If anything, I'm sure he's making good money. But you as a consumer aren't breaking the bank to potentially change your career. Everyone has their own way of becoming a software developer. I did a bootcamp school, but I'm not going to criticize anyone that does a Udemy course, codingphase.com, free code camp, whatever you need to do to get that job. I'm fully in support of that. And for those of you that are experienced developers, I would say look what's possible. You can build your own empire. I can do this, you can do this. Technically anyone can do this. You just need to work. It sounds cliche, but don't hate the player, hate the game. Yes, there's always going to be those people that are going to say there are free resources out there, but information overload is real. So as experienced developers, we need to applaud people like Joe who are willing to take risks and believe in themselves to create their own income stream. Like Joe says, sometimes you got to learn how to be a hammer and not always be a nail. The last thing I like about his channel is that he talks about money, but at the same time, he levels with his audience. We're not all going to be set up in a position to make $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year. And I could already see that, yeah, he could talk about his own business, about how much he makes and how he is working his business to generate even more income streams. But as an audience member, if they're not even in a position to be making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, what's the point of having that kind of conversation? This is why I like his channel, because a lot of the content he provides, it's all about the baby steps. It's about the journey. I like to compare it to my own experience where I didn't become a developer working overnight. I did a coding bootcamp school. I worked as a software developer at multiple different startups, and eventually I landed at a company like Fang. Check out his Billy Ray channel, and he goes into depth about jobs that no one really thinks about. HTML email developer, content editor, PHP developer. These are all well-paying jobs at the end of the day, and it's gonna get your foot in the door. It's so much easier to find that next job after you get your first one. So sacrifice a little bit in the beginning so eventually you could get more experience and your pay will grow exponentially. The second thing I want to talk about, and I was debating if I should talk about this one, but you know what, whatever, let's just do it. Joe claims he doesn't look or talk like your typical software developer. And you know what? He may be right. Maybe he's wrong. Either way, it's good to see a person of color doing what he's doing, because diversity in tech, or lack of diversity in tech, is a real thing. We need more diversity, and that's just a reality. Not only just as software developers, but as potential entrepreneurs. I don't really get much value from his channel from a technical perspective, but just that mindset of being able to hustle and push your boundaries is super motivating. He is a little rough on the edges. He doesn't sugarcoat his feelings, and that might rub people the wrong way, but some people are super lazy and they just need that wake-up call. It goes back to that pride thing with the PHP and the HTML email developer. It's not sexy, I'll admit it, but pride really does kill. You gotta start somewhere, and maybe he'll yell at you on a live stream saying that you need to take these jobs because you're not making any money right now. And I have to admit, there was some times where I've seen him scream to the top of his lungs to try to get that point across.
I'm giving you one last chance. Explain what are you talking about? But I just don't know what you're talking about.
Sometimes the truth is really hard to hear, but it can really give you that wake-up call you need to get off of your butt and start working. And speaking of working, let's talk about his internship program. Number one, from a holistic perspective, I'm always going to be rooting for the employee. I personally hate unpaid internships because unpaid internships don't pay the bills. They're not going to get my food on the table. We all gotta eat, right? But you know what? CodingPhase is doing something pretty different, and so far it doesn't seem like anyone's really complaining. I can already see all the haters that don't understand the program, disliking his video, referencing Josh Fluke, saying you're taking advantage of these interns, but no one on YouTube in this industry is giving people opportunities to work. It's easy to critique the dude, but most of the peeps in our industry are just building courses and that's it. And I want to say there's nothing wrong with making courses. If anything, I feel our industry generally has a good balance of helping people at affordable prices. But yeah, of course, ideally everyone should get paid, but maybe the people that are getting these internships and opportunities to work with him are having a really hard time to landing that first professional gig. This could be a great opportunity for them to put a stamp or something on their resume to show that they have professional experience. If you are an intern, I'd like to give you a couple words of advice, and hopefully Joe doesn't kill me for this. If you guys and girls haven't already felt it, I know that sometimes it's gonna suck working hard and not getting paid. I know motivation will be low at times because you are making a lot of sacrifices, but I encourage you to take advantage of whatever knowledge you can absorb. I highly recommend you to talk to Joe as much as you can. Talk about your ups, talk about your downs, struggles, and excitement. Make him your therapist or boss or whatever. Maybe after a month, you can kind of have that negotiation regarding like a paycheck. Have open discussions like, if I'm able to complete my work, I'm going to start applying to companies. And if I do get a full-time offer, I plan on taking it. Transparency is everything in this scenario. That way, at least Joe is fully aware and fully prepared to know to bring someone else in the case when you leave. Leaving is never an issue. Look, college athletes leave early all the time to go pro in the NBA or the NFL. Gotta make that bread, right? That is the discussion I'm sure an athlete and a coach has all the time. As your coach, I'm 100% sure Joe will want you to make that bread too. Just be honest about it throughout the internship. The overall internship program, I really don't mind what he's doing. It's different from your typical job listings that Josh Fluke kind of criticizes, because in my opinion, he's hiring people that are kind of subscribed to his YouTube channel already. He's not doing this random hire and just kind of taking advantage of these interns. Overall, I love the transparency, and I'm a true believer as long as you're honest and a good person, everything should work out, even in this scenario. Because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your reputation. So that's it. Joe ain't a software developer because he's a little bit more than that. Ugh. Man, I'm just gassing him out too much. But yeah, he's a businessman through CodingPhase. He has an agency and he uses code to do it. It's too easy to be that person that criticizes all the time, but truth be told, the ones that are making real money are the ones that are just working and working really hard. He may be rough around the edges to some people, but I can tell he's a real dude who cares about his subscribers. I mean, he charges only $20 a month for his platform. I'd say that's pretty affordable. And now I'm done. I've been gassing up so much right now and I have a dedicated video for him, so I'm a little tired. This Joe Love Fest has been very exhausting. It's kind of making me sick. But if you're not following Joe and his CodingPhase channel, make sure to follow that one. Make sure to follow his Billy Ray channel as well. And overall, for those of you who are looking or even starting your journey, I say keep building developers. Your time will come.